para tetamu untuk memenuhkan bahagian tengah dewan dan mematuhi jarak sosial dan pemakaian pelitup muka. Sekian, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Selamat datang diucapkan kepada para tetamu ke Majlis Syarahan Inaugural Prof. Dr. Siti Aishah Hassan. Di sini ada beberapa pengumuman penting untuk perhatian para hadirin sepanjang majlis berlangsung. Semua tetamu diminta berada di tempat duduk dan tidak meninggalkan dewan sebelum majlis selesai. Sila pastikan telefon bimbit para hadirin dimatikan atau berkeadaan di dalam mood senyap sepanjang majlis ini berlangsung. Dan para hadirin diminta berdiri semasa diumumkan ketibaan masuk yang berbahagia Profesor Madya Dr. Soeb Asimiran, Dekan Fakulti Pengajian Pendidikan, Universiti Putra Malaysia bersama Ahli Pengurusan Fakulti Pengajian Pendidikan. Sekian, terima kasih. mengumumkan ketibaan Yang Berbahagia Profesor Madya Dr. Soeb Asimiran, Dekan Fakulti Pengajian Pendidikan Universiti Putra Malaysia dan Ahli Pengurusan Fakulti Pengajian Pendidikan. Nyanyian lagu Negaraku dan Putra Gemilang.
Maju
Para hadirin dipersilakan duduk. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Yang berbahagia, Profesor Madya Dr. Suhaib Asimiran, Dekan Fakulti Pengajian Pendidikan Universiti Putra Malaysia. Yang berbahagia, Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah Hassan yang akan menyampaikan syarahan inaugural beliau pada hari ini. Timbalan-timbalan dekan, ketua-ketua jabatan, pegawai-pegawai kanan universiti, datuk-datuk, datin-datin serta para hadirin yang dihormati sekalian. Selamat datang diucapkan kepada hadirin ke Majlis Syarahan Inaugural Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah Hassan. Untuk makluman semua, syarahan inaugural ini juga diadakan secara dalam talian dan dipancarkan secara langsung melalui Facebook UPM dan Facebook Fakulti Pengajian Pendidikan. Para penonton dialu-alukan untuk menekan butang like dan share halaman-halaman Facebook tersebut. Hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, bagi memohon keberkatan majlis, kita pada hari ini, majlis dengan segala hormatnya menjemput dan mempersilakan Ustaz Muhammad Nur Hisham bin Nordin untuk memimpin bacaan doa.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Ila hadratin Nabiyil Mustafa Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Al-Fatihah. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin, arrahmanir rahim, maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا ونسألك قلبا خاشعا ونسألك يقينا صادقا ونسألك دينا قيما ونسألك عملا صالحا ونسألك خيرا كثيرا. اللهم يا حنان يا منان يا بديع السماوات والأرض يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. Segala puji-pujian bagi Allah, selawat dan salam ke atas junjungan besar Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, semulia-mulia Nabi dan Rasul, dan juga ke atas kaum kerabat dan para sahabat radhiyallahu anhu. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, limpahkanlah rahmat dan keberkatan dengan sifat rahim, keselamatan serta kesejahteraan pada majlis syarahan inaugural ini yang akan disampaikan oleh yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah Hassan. Anugerahkanlah kepada kami menerusi majlis syarahan ini suntikan semangat supaya kerja berkualiti menjadi amalan kami, fikiran yang harmoni, kekuatan jati diri, fikiran yang harmoni sentiasa berusaha melakukan penambahbaikan dalam kehidupan seharian kami. Ya Razzaq, Ya Fattah, Ya Alim, jadikanlah hari ini, bagi hari ini kami mengorak langkah berhijrah dari sudut yang baik kepada yang lebih baik, dari insan yang lemah kepada insan yang kamil, dari tingkah laku yang kurang baik kepada yang baik, dan daripada tingkah laku yang baik kepada yang lebih baik. Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, Ya Dzal Jalali wal Ikram, tunjukilah kami jalan yang Engkau berkati dan hiasilah diri kami dengan ilmu yang bermanfaat, ilmu yang membawa kepada keluhuran akhlak yang tinggi, ilmu yang boleh membangunkan potensi dan kecemerlangan diri secara berterusan tersusun dan terancang. Pertingkatkanlah iman kami serta limpahkanlah kebahagiaan kepada warga UPM bagi mencapai kejayaan dalam membawa UPM ke mercu kejayaan. Ya Allah, Ya Mujibas Sa'ilin, Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, berilah hidayah dan inayah kepada kami untuk mengamalkan kehidupan yang sihat, gaya hidup yang berlestari dan pemikiran yang harmoni. Hiasilah diri kami dengan kesejahteraan mental, fizikal dan rohani. Kurniakanlah kami kesihatan yang berpanjangan, umur yang panjang lagi berkualiti, serta kekuatan yang berterusan bagi merancakkan lagi ibadah dan menjadi khalifahmu di muka bumi ini yang terbaik dan mencapai al-falah dalam kehidupan kami. Rabbana hablana min azwajina wa dhurriyyatina qurrata a'yunin waj'alna lil muttaqina imama. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adzaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Taqabbalallahu minkum minnakum taqabbal ya karim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Majlis merakamkan ucapan terima kasih di atas bacaan doa sebentar tadi. Hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, seterusnya majlis dengan segala hormatnya menjemput dan mempersilakan Yang Berbahagia Profesor Madya Dr. Soeb Asimiran, Dekan Fakulti Pengajian Pendidikan Universiti Putra Malaysia untuk mempengerusikan majlis syarahan inaugural ini dan seterusnya menjemput Yang Berbahagia Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah Hassan untuk menyampaikan syarahan beliau. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
Terima kasih saudari pengurusi majlis. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Salatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Allahumma shalli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Selamat pagi. Yang Bahagia Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah Hassan yang akan menyampaikan syarahan inaugural beliau pada pagi ini, timbalan-timbalan dekan, ketua-ketua jabatan, pegawai-pegawai kanan universiti, Tan Sri, Datuk-Datuk, Datin-Datin, Tuan dan Puan-Puan sekalian. Dan pada pagi ini saya nampak ada Datuk Kamal Zaman, Prof Osman, Datuk Alim. Terima kasih datang ke Fakulti Pengajian Pendidikan. Selamat datang diucapkan kepada semua yang hadir pada pagi ini ke Majlis Syarahan Inaugural Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah Hassan. Izinkan saya untuk membacakan sedikit latar belakang berkenaan dengan biodata Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah sebelum beliau menyampaikan syarahan inauguralnya. Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah Hassan adalah profesor di Jabatan Pendidikan Kaunseling dan Psikologi Pendidikan, Psikologi Kaunseling, Fakulti Pengajian Pendidikan Universiti Putra Malaysia. Beliau dilahirkan pada 22 April 1967. Semua orang tahu dah berapa umur dia dah sekarang. Tak apa Prof, di Bersia, Perak. Orang Perak. Beliau menamatkan pendidikan rendah di Sekolah Kebangsaan Hashim Awang dan pendidikan menengah di Sekolah Menengah Sains Tun Said Sheikh Shahabuddin, Kedah. Penang, sorry. Beliau lulus dengan BA dalam Kimia dari University of Missouri, St. Louis, Amerika Syarikat. Beliau memiliki ijazah sarjana dalam bimbingan dan kaunseling dan juga PhD dalam pendidikan dari Universiti Islam Antarabangsa Malaysia. Beliau telah dilantik sebagai pensyarah di UPM pada 1 Ogos 2006. Beliau kemudiannya dinaikkan pangkat sebagai Profesor Madya pada 1 Oktober 2012 dan Profesor pada 1 Julai 2020 di UPM. Sepanjang 15 tahun berkhidmat di UPM, Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah telah memperolehi 25 projek penyelidikan. 15 daripadanya sebagai penyelidik utama dengan grant terkumpul jumlah lebih kurang 4.8 juta. It's a big amount. Congratulations. Sebagai seorang ahli akademik, beliau juga telah menerbitkan lebih daripada 300 manuskrip, termasuk 115 artikel journals dan 80 artikel CIJ. 57 daripadanya sebagai pengarang utama, serta 4 buah buku, 14 bab dalam buku dan lebih daripada 150 proceedings, locally and international level. Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah adalah penyelidik yang konsisten mengenai teori dan amalan kaunseling keluarga Islam, yang merupakan bidang yang beliau amat minati dan mengkhusus. Antara sumbangan pengetahuannya yang paling ketara ialah teori Sakinah S. Hariah House, teori kaunseling keluarga sistemik Islam. InsyaAllah nanti dia akan elaborate tentang teori-teori ini. Prinsip utama teori ini adalah radiah mardiah, please and pleasing, memujuk dan terpujuk dalam bahasa Melayu. Matlamat utama untuk kaunseling keluarga Islam dengan berusaha untuk mencari keredaan Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala dengan menggembirakan orang lain. Sekiranya pasangan mempertimbangkan perceraian atau ambivalen tentang perkahwinan mereka, model maqasid al-syariah al-masdik adalah berkesan dalam membantu mereka menghadapi konflik perkahwinan, sama ada meningkatkan kepuasan perhubungan perkahwinan atau bercerai secara aman, which is the last option. Teori yang diperkenalkan oleh Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah telah dibentangkan di Washington DC, Amerika Syarikat, University Cambridge dan juga University Oxford. Is such a great achievement. Baru-baru ini pada bulan Mac 2022 di University Yale, Amerika Syarikat, Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah dan pelajar PhD-nya telah membentangkan perkembangan teorinya dalam memberi skala daidik. Jadi, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, saya rasa tiba masanya untuk kita mendengar syarahan inaugural daripada seorang profesor yang begitu hebat dalam bidang yang diminatinya, dan saya kira bidang ini sangat dekat dengan kita. Dan saya rasa majoriti dalam dewan ini sudah berkahwin dan mempunyai keluarga. Jadi sama-sama kita mendengar syarahan inaugural yang akan disampaikan oleh Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah Hassan. Dipersilakan, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي.
Rabbi syrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Ya muallima Ibrahim al-hikmata ka'allimna, ya mufahhima Sulaiman fahimna, fafahamnaha Sulaiman wa kullan atayna hukman wa ilman wa sakharna ma'a Dawud jibalan yusabbihna wat-tayr wa kunna fa'ilin. Yang saya hormati, yang berbahagia, Profesor Madya Dr. Soeb Asimiran selaku Dekan Fakulti Pengajian Pendidikan, yang berusaha Ketua Jabatan Pendidikan Kaunselor dan Psikologi Kaunseling, Profesor Madya Dr. Syamila Zakaria, timbalan-timbalan dekan, ketua-ketua jabatan, pegawai kanan, hadirin dan hadirat, dan terutamanya dan teristimewa adalah ahli keluarga saya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya ucapkan terima kasih kerana sudi menghadiri majlis inaugural saya ini dan izinkan saya untuk berbicara di dalam bahasa Inggeris sepanjang syarahan inaugural saya, dan izinkan juga saya memanggil sekalian hadirin dan hadirat ini sebagai my dear brothers and sisters. Sesungguhnya kalian semua adalah dekat di hati saya sebagai ahli keluarga saya sendiri. Sebelum saya meneruskan syarahan inaugural saya ini, saya menjemput para hadirin dan hadirat mendengar sebuah kisah tentang seorang kanak-kanak. Dipersilakan untuk mendengarnya.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl who was curious and liked to ask her mother lots and lots of questions. Her mother loved to satisfy her curiosity and stimulate her thirsty, spongy mind. Before she went to sleep, her mother would tell her stories of the 25 prophets, which were in turn told to her by her own mother. One night, when she was about 10, the girl's mother sent her to an additional class so that she could gain more knowledge, not about mathematics or the English language, but about God. The 20 attributes of God were taught to her. After a couple of nights, during the class on the 20 attributes of God, the little girl asked her teacher,
"Excuse me, but what do you mean by the word fana?"
She had never heard the word before and was curious to know more about it. To her surprise, she was scolded by the teacher with a very unsatisfying answer. "Fana is fana." That night, she went home with a very sad face and told her mother,
"I'm not going to learn from that teacher anymore. I can't memorize things that I don't understand. I wonder if she understands what she teaches."
After that, every Saturday morning, together with her mom, they went to learn about God and their relationship with God from a reliable and renowned religious teacher in their district, Almarhum Ustad Haji Saleh. Since then, the child and the mother spent time together seeking knowledge from credible religious teachers and discussing God. Their routine of seeking and discussing knowledge about God had become joyful moments they spent together.
Thank you very much for patiently listening to the story of God. That topic relates a mother and a child and God, which lead to us to the next topic that I want to bring to you today to listen to the further story of relationship between God, mother, and a child. This is about Islamization of God attachment theory. Attachment theory was first proliferated by Bowlby in the 60s. Bowlby posited that mother and child attachment, mother is the attachment figure where play a role as secure base and safe haven. A mother who is attached with God will have certain characteristic of being merciful, accountable, and pious. Most important. This characteristic is considered as Islamic characteristic for mother and God attachment. All right? A mother play the roles as al-wali, which is a protector, a friend to the child. This is an Islamic attachment theory. So what is that we have to call it Islamic attachment theory? What is the problem? What is that we have to be different with the conventional God attachment theory? Kirkpatrick, 1992, posited that a concrete, anthropomorphic representation of God is needed for human being to feel secure, which is, we understand as Muslim, this anthropomorphic representation, concrete representation of God definitely is not in line with Tawhidic concept. So this is the problem number one. Number two, God as substitute of attachment figure. In Islam, God is never a substitute to anyone. Minor 2014 explained that the feeling of being abandoned by God is delusional experience and misconception of God under the influence of Satan. If we feel that God ignore us, abandon us in Islamic concept, meaning that we are under influence, we are in delusional state. Although we may experience that, we have to realize that this is a delusional concept. So having strong understanding the concept of God, if we were to be educated as early as the story of that little girl, inshallah, by the will of Allah, our child will not be confused. What is Islamic? What is not Islamic? What is parallel? What is not parallel? We understand that when we talk about Islamic, we do not throw the baby with the bathwater. We do not throw the Islamic family counseling, do not throw Rogers, do not throw Freud, do not throw Minuchin, do not throw Sartre. Rather, the baby, we clean the baby, we feed the baby what is lacking, the lacking of spirituality and religiosity of that theory. We have to feed that theory. We do not throw, we just clean, throw the bathwater, we take the baby. So next, I would like to discuss about maternal quality time. This topic is my PhD topic. When I first started this topic, research on this topic, it was very difficult because it's in the 90s when I had that in early 20, about spirituality is just emerging. And maternal quality time is just like a language that is no scientific research evidence. And recently in July 2020, there is one good article indicate or state that the result shows that quality time matters. It is significantly influenced the outcome of a child, which I found in 2006 in my PhD. I remember when I wanted to publish the relationship between God and child and the mother, the attachment, God attachment theory from Islamic perspective. In 2000, I graduated in 2006, meaning 2007, 2008, I sent to a flagship journal, noted that this is indeed a very good new topic. However, the topic is just ahead of time. At that particular moment, God attachment is a very new concept. And noted that mindfulness rooted from Buddhism takes about 20 to 30 years to be in the mainstream. So this is just much ahead of time. So I know that this topic, it is important, but the audience is not ready. So I just have to be patient. I collected more data. When I did my PhD, it's about 200 something. But when I become lecturer here, I have grant. And I collected about 1,500 and plus minus about 1,300 after you delete some data. The result, again, replicate what I found in my PhD, replicate the same result. A mother who is pious, merciful, having a child securely attached. And what is the result? When the child securely attached, how do we have a child who are securely attached? That is by spending quality time. What does it mean, spending quality time? Is that we just spend time? Is that we take our child going to Disneyland? We take our child? No. All right? Quality time is that when you spend the time with your children meaningfully, with the quality that you have, being pious, being merciful, and accountable to your child. That is meant by you spend quality time. When you have your child who are securely attached to you, how do you know if your child is securely attached to you? Number one, there is a mutual trust. You trust your child trusts you. Number two, open communications. Your child can voice out their opinion. You can listen to them, and also they can listen to your opinion. And number three, how do we know if our child is securely attached? They do not feel alienated. Some of the children, they feel like they are an alien at their own home because no one understands their feeling. So that is sign of insecure. If your child is secure, they feel that they are understood and they feel that there's someone for them to share with. This is the signs of a securely attached. How do we have a securely attached? By spending quality time. What does it mean by spending quality time? Having certain characteristics, especially being pious, merciful, seems to be very, very significant. In the model shows that, all right, a mother who parents who spend quality time, it mostly first influences the spiritual dimension of a child. When a child is spiritually intelligent, it will make the child become more matured. When the child becomes more matured, they can have interpersonal. It leads to interpersonal emotional intelligence. When the child having higher interpersonal emotional intelligence, the child can communicate with you without feeling alienated. When these process coming on, that the child feel that they are not alienated because they can communicate with you with open and trust relationship, then they will have secure attachment, their outbeing will be better, and also their academic performance will be better. However, we have to understand academic achievement, IQ, are much more influenced by genetic. In our studies, we shows that we replicate the study again, shows that academic performance, the quality times influenced by only 6% of proportion variant explains, meaning that it can make a difference between A minus and A, B plus and B, not that much, but it makes a significant difference. But that's much it can influence because we understand that academic achievement is based on IQ, but emotional intelligence very significant, is more than 50% influenced by how we spend our time with our children. What are the characteristics? What are the spiritual dimensions that we bring while communicating with our children that lead to who our children are? Next, let's discuss about Islamic transcendental well-being model. Let me read who says about what is mental health. Mental health entails more than the absence of mental illness, rather a state of well-being in which the individual realizes her own abilities, meaning that you know your limitation, you know your strengths, and can cope with the normal stress. We have stress every day, we face stress, but we can cope stress of life and can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to the community, meaning that we do not work just based on a set of KPI. We want to work beyond what is required upon us, that our aim, our target is to contribute back to the community. We don't work based on the sets of KPI per se, but rather a well-being is taken care of. We able to contribute more than what it is needed. So that is what is mean by mental health. Mental health is not just absence of mental illness. No. Most important, can you contribute to the community? Ask ourselves. Can we? That's the important questions. If we are working to fulfill KPI only, meaning that we have to look back about our mental health, all right? So we propose that spiritual domain as the nexus, as the center core of well-being, and not to be positioned equal to other domains. Most of the Western-based or other well-being model put spirituality at the same level, equal with our other domain. No, but in transcendental, Islamic transcendental spiritual dimension is the center core that governs from the spiritual well-being, permeates to other domain of well-being. This is the unique about this Islamic transcendental well-being model. I would like to brought you, where does this Islamic transcendental well-being model comes from? It comes from, rooted back when I study in Islamic university. My guru is here. They have brainwashed us every day about this spiritual. And one of the class, the most difficult class I have had during my PhD, about psychology of soul. Very difficult. Difficult to understand the concept, and like, I don't know. We have to learn Al-Farabi, Al-Ghazali, Al-Kindi, Ibn. Oh my God, only God knows how difficult to digest all these things. In this class, Almarhum Professor Hassan Langgulung, in his inaugural lecture, okay, this is the figure from his inaugural lecture, all right, where he stated that Ruh is white, pure, and always pure. It is direct from God. Qalb, a clean qalb, a clean heart, position near to the Ruh dimensions. It is just become like a glass, a clear of glass. The Nur come from Ruh, come from God, will direct, giving the knowledge, the revealed knowledge from God through our qalb, which is the glass, clear glass, into our heart, into our aql. But however, when our heart is not clean, our heart, the qalb position, will be close to nafs. That is our psychical or our bodily needs, and close to our worldly needs. So therefore, we always have to pray, Ya Muqallibal Qulub, Sabbit Qalbi ala dinik wa ta'atik, because this is the nature of heart. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. Sometimes our iman is up, sometimes our iman is down. So when we are down, remember what we are attracted to the worldly materials. So we have to uplift again so that we are close to God. Whenever the knowledge comes from God, ilham from God, we know this is the sign of God and we have to follow His directions. So in 2001, I listened to his inaugural and then I said, oh, that is a very, very important concept. And then I extend into this, make human being. I combine what I learned from Almarhum Hassan Nanggulung and my supervisor, Dr. Ahmad Rabah, during my PhD at the beginning. And we come with this model that spiritual dimensions is always the center core. And the next layer is emotional. When we are in the state of, we are clean heart, our emotions are close to God and is not attracted by worldly needs. And then our akal, our intellectuals come next. And then our physiological needs, and then physical needs, and finally our social needs. So what we present to the world is actually our social, how we dress, how we talk. This is our social being, what we look to each other. Actually, this is our social dimensions. So what we can understand someone, actually we understand someone from the social dimensions, the spirit, the roh. Only God knows how close you are to Him. We cannot judge from the outside. No, not because you wearing turban, my dear. Not because you're wearing robe. Not because I'm wearing this robe because I am close to God. No. How close you are to God is only you and God knows. So let us talk more about Kawamen family relationships. When you are close to God, everything is governed by the piety, then you will become a family leader who having certain characteristic. This characteristics of Kawamen is based on Al-Ghazali, Nasihat al-Mulk, from his book about you have to have a certain physical qualification. You have to be adult. You have to have sanity, liberty. Most important, as a family leader, according to Al-Ghazali, you have to be a male. Because in today's world, definitions of family, you can have 2 moms and 2 dads. No. In Islamic, definitely, the male is the leader of the family. And to be the leader of family, you not only to have that maleness, you also to have certain moral qualification for you to be respected as family leader. You have to have this najdah, this, you have to have be able to give order. You also have to administrative power. You know how to manage. To manage a family, it's not easy. As a leader, you are responsible. You have to be competent. And most important, piety and have to have knowledge. This research of mine, I propose to the Ministry of Religious and bring out this Qawam family leadership need to be propagated. Alhamdulillah, after I presented to the ministry, it has brought into attention, and that Qawam leadership will be in the syllabus of premarital, that someone who wants to get married, we have to train men. The family, the leader of family has to have the quality of Qawam, protecting the family. All right. So alhamdulillah, it has been taken up, and it will be, and I hope it will be benefits most Malaysian, inshallah, in the next premarital counseling courses. Male oppression and polygamy. This is a very, very, very sensitive topic. I dare not to say by my word, let me read. I don't want to split of my tongue and then I read it wrongly. People will be very angry. So let me read. Polygamy is conducted in secret, which is those without approval of the court and without the knowledge of the current wife, cause family to suffer and financial setback and emotional trauma. Why? If you want to have a polygamy, then do it properly. We are not suggesting that polygamy is inherently oppressive. Rather, the feeling oppression is in large part due to what they consider to be men's mismanagement of polygamy. It is worth of note that polygamy is not an innate right for all Muslim men. Rather, it is a privilege that comes together with heavy responsibilities. If you have two, three, four wives, and you can manage successfully, meaning that you are one in a million. It is difficult, but it's not impossible. You are indeed one in a million. An anthropologist study by Z. Zen of aristocratic Malay polygamists noted that women may be more willing to accept polygamy as they grow older, and there are disparity between the ideal and the reality of polygamous relationships because of the mismanagement of the man of the family who is not qawam but dare to take polygamous marriage. And mental health issues and somatization were experienced more by the first wife as compared to the other wives. So these are the knowledge that in counseling, when we teach multicultural counseling, the different structures of family need to be taught in multicultural counseling, and our research indicate that proper training of multicultural counseling, it does help counselor how to navigate this, helping the client to navigate their life, because we can bracket our own biases, either bias towards or against polygamy. So our research indicate that it does improve significantly of the counselor competency when we have a proper training. Next, I would like to talk about single mother and loneliness. Again, under the topic of Qawam family man leaderships, I want to bring attention to you that single mother, especially during the COVID-19, we were called, I feel called to focus on this single mother and also the orphans, and we have this 4Care NGOs to take care of them. And our research indicate that a constant challenge among single mother is loneliness, because sometimes they don't even have a single adult to communicate, to discuss about their family matters. They need someone to talk with. They need kawaman. Therefore, if you have the quality, then you might want to consider about single mother, because single mother, they have their own needs. It's not only they need financial, they need psychological support. By whom? By kawaman. Who has the quality? Who can manage? The one in a million. they can do that. But not everyone. But not everyone. Now let's talk about love in human relationships. And his sign is that he created for you from yourself, made that you may find tranquility in them. And he placed between you affection and mercy. Indeed, that are signs of people who give thought. To know and to love each other is the basis of taqwa. Taqwa, we love someone, nothing more, because we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the reason why we love someone. Nothing else, no other reason, but because we love Allah. Our study, we propose hierarchy of love in human relationship models. In this model, we have a measurement model as well. We analyze the Quranic verses and also previous Muslim scholars' work, Al-Ghazali book on the theory of love, and also Al-Farabi theory of love. And we arrange that there are yellow, green, and red. Yellow sign is that your love is, like a yellow light, right? Meaning that you have to be careful. You love someone just because someone can fulfill your needs. That's all. When your need is gone, you will not love that someone again anymore. Love based on utility, based on needs. If you love someone because you need someone, do check. It will fade. It will go wrong. Now, what is a healthy love? Healthy love is like you feel love from the word wadda. All right? You are fond, you like to kindle to each other, you feel longing. Without saying this one, you feel so close with you. If you don't feel someone, it's not because you need, you just yearn to be with that someone. You just want to touch, you just want to smell, you just want to be close with someone that you love. That is healthy love. It's not because someone can give you money, your husband, or someone can cook for you, your wife, or someone to... No. It's just simply you just love your spouse. You just love someone. You love your parent. You love your sibling. You love your friend. You love someone who just miss and longing them for themselves. This is healthy love. What is in the red zone? In the red zone is that if you know the story of Layla and Majnun, that is a no love. That is the love whereby your lover is the God for you. No, that love can only belong to God. Hayama and Ashik. You want to be in the state of Ashik. I've not been there. I have to say that. I've not been there. Yeah. In the state of Ashik between you and God. This is only belong to God. If you Ashik like Lala and Majnun, you are in the wrong state of love between human beings. That kind of love is only belong to God. All right? So let us all check our love, whether we are in the green state, or in the yellow state, or in the red. I believe we are not in the red state. We do study this hierarchy of love concept, and we run Rush model. All right, Rush model. How do you conduct Rush model? According to Al-Balkhi, one of the behavioral techniques, the famous Muslim Al-Balkhi in the Muslim Golden Era knowledge of helping people with mental health, Islamic cognitive behavior therapy, one of the behavioral techniques is to listen to music and songs. So we analyze the lyrics of Malay top famous song in the 90s and early 2020. My students also involved in this project. And we found that the love lyric flocks into two levels of love. So what are the two levels? When we analyzed, we found that number one is human love. Number one is transcendental love. You can love your spouse, you can love your partner based on your human needs. But you can upgrade into transcendental love, meaning that you love your partner, you love your spouse, you love your children, you love your friends because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because God is most merciful. You want to love them because you love God. There, some lyrics of Malay song have this transcendental love. But about half, we look at the diagram, about half is about human needs, but half is about transcendental love. So listen to song that is transcendental love, that I will send you back before you leave with some kind of transcendental love, but it's an English song. One of the topics that related to love is cyber sex. Those who are hunger of love, they thought they equal love and sex. And when they miss healthy sexual relationships, they involve in cyber sex. I mean, if you have a long-distance husband and wife, okay. I'm talking here is about cyber sex addictions among the postgraduate students, not here in UPM, somewhere else, all right? Of course, not UPM alone, but in Malaysia. And we found that, again, religiosity and counseling attitude does matter. Whether you get addicted or not into cyber sex, it depends on your religiosity, how you practice your religious. Become a buffer. And also counseling attitude, whether if you are addicted, whether you are willing or not, whether you are ready or not to seek counseling help when you are addicted to porno, when you're addicted to cyber sex, all right? And also another study by Harisa here about undergraduate, one of the project about love and cyber sex. Adult attachment is equivalent to love. When we talk, this is from Theory of Love from Spielberg. And we developed an instrument called MISI 21, which we measure the sexual activities and among the undergraduate students, how much they are addicted to cyber sex. All right. Now let us move to Sakina Sharia theory. This is the most important basic that I would like to share with you. The basic Sakina Sharia house theory, the theory that I propose. We use the Maqasid al-Shari'ah concept, the principle al-Daruriyat, al-Hajiyat, al-Tahsiniyat. When we want to have a peaceful home, Sakina, and also that home is based on Sharia. Therefore, it's called Sakina Sharia house theory. You know, in our life, what are the most basic? The most basic thing is that we have to have, number one, the very basic is that when we have a family, does the family protect our religion? Number one. Number two, does it protect our soul? We have some kind son of family are very chaotic, mental health disorder. That kind of family, sometimes we have to send them to asylum. Number three, does your family protect your wealth? I have cases whereby someone, a husband, married with a lady, the young lady, not because anything else, but because he wants to grab the wealth of that lady. So, we come to counseling, we evaluate why the husband married you, right? We evaluate, is that to protect your wealth or is that to take away your wealth? All right. So, is the family help you to have a better mind? Can you think straight? Or you become confused when you are in your family? Do you have a good family lineage? Do you have a good zuriyat? It's one of the reasons why we're having family. Now, what is hajiyat? Hajiyat is that when you have, it is, number one, must have, right? Daruriyat. Number two is that we have to have. Like we have to have not only a house, for example, a house without room, without roof. It's not a house. A house has to have room. All right. That is something a hajat in family. A husband, a family man has to be able to provide that for the family. All right. Not only a shelter, not only a camp, but it's a proper house. But to have luxury, like to have a room of gas, room for this, extra, that is tahsiniyat. So when we consult our client, see whether this concept of daruriyat, hajiyat, tahsiniyat is being taken care of. This is to make a happy family, to protect what is necessary in life is most important, all right? So this is the basic concept, and my student Hamdan will extend my study using dyadic discernment, using more, extend more as I extend my late professor. I hope you can extend this theory furthermore, inshallah. Maqasid Syariah Discernment Counseling. This is the case when your client come to see you, especially the ambivalent couples. One spouse leaning out, we call it low, LO, and one spouse leaning in, meaning that one spouse want a divorce, one spouse doesn't want divorce. So ambivalent couples. What do? This couple we call lowly. One leaning out, one leaning in. So we call lowly. Another couple is Lily. Lily, both of them come to see you because they want to maintain their relationships. They don't want to divorce. Both of them want to enhance their family relationship. We call this couple as Lily. And the other one is Lolo. Lolo is that leaning out, both of them want a divorce. This is Lolo. And they can go to the fast track. They can get a divorce certificate in some state in 1 day, some state in 2 days, and some state in 1 hour. Fill in the form because they are Lolo. Both of them want a divorce. Then this is what happened. No discussion, nothing. Because both of you want a divorce, we give you. You want? Here, take your divorce certificate and go. So when I did do this research, is that so? When both of the couple want a divorce, we just simply give divorce? Do we consider? What else that we're going to consider? So we consider whether there is NSD, whether there is nushuz, shikok, or darar. Even both of them want a divorce. There's no darar. No darar. There's nothing killing each other. No darar. Husband is not drug addict, wife is not crazy, no darar. Shikak, do you all fight all the time? That you can't be together. The moment you see each other, you will fight. You know, you can never speak peacefully at any single time. Is there any shikak? Or any nushuz? Infidelity. We have to assess, even though both of them are low, we have to do assessments. And therefore, Hamdan here to come up with an instrument so far we do the interview. It takes time, it takes skills, it takes training. So we're going to have a set of instruments so that when a couple come, we ask them to see a psychometric, a very reliable psychometric, so that we know how to channel, whether go to straight away for divorce, go for marital counseling, go for divorce counseling, or go to see psychiatric. So with this instrument, it helps to allocate these couples come to you, go to which channel. This is Masjid model. So I would like to share with you some evidence base. When we talk about Islamic, it is based on evidence. Our intervention is RCT, the most rigorous method of assessing an intervention. All right, we do scientific evidence base. When we talk about Islamic family counseling, we are not talking out of where, but it's evidence based. Using the most rigorous, which is we have parallel arm, not only with intervention and no intervention, but no intervention with two others interventions to see whether our intervention is good as or better with whatever intervention. So this is the most rigorous. We found that our intervention helps women who are having depression to improve marital sexual satisfactions, and also we have intervention to help improve personality and love, adult attachment. And we also have intervention to help parents of children with autism, not autistic children, but children with autism, to improve. We have control group and we have see across time and gender. So let us see to positions the theory I brought to you, that it is based on Islamic worldview. And then come the theory. From the Islamic worldview come the Sakinah Sharia house theory, and then come the Masjid counseling model, and finally the Masjid technique. That I want to give you a take-home experience, giving and receiving technique today, that I would like to demonstrate how this Sakinah Sharia house theory. Please help the floor with the two of my students. Bring the chairs. This is inspired by the hadith, the upper hand is better than the lower hand. The upper hand is giving hand, and the lower hand is the begging hand. This is for relationship technique. You can use for couple especially. I cannot find a couples except for my children. They came late, so no problem. So I take this can be done in even sibling relationships and parental relationships. So this technique, find a partner, start to set a stopwatch. 5 minutes is the maximum. We start with 1 minute or 2 minutes. Step 3, start by putting your hands up on your partner, open arms. That is a technique, all right? I count, okay? Just put that, don't put on your lap. You start with 1 minute or 2 minutes, then you can increase gradually, all right? All right. Close your eyes. This technique is to bring the unconscious conscious. This is a combination of Islamic, from the Hadith, sensate, and also psychoanalysis. Close your eyes. Focus on your own feeling. Your own feeling. How you feel at the moment. Forget about outside. Focus on your own feeling. What do you feel inside, in you? When you are at upper hand, when you are at lower hand, just feel it. Focus on your feeling. Forget about outside world. Focus on your feeling. What you feel inside you. Okay, you can open your eyes. One time you are at upper, one time you are at lower. Close your eyes and experience it. Okay, I think it's sufficient. You can open your eyes. All right. Would you like to share? Harissa, would you like to share your feelings? Come here. Can you please come here? Would you like to share your feeling when you first in upper hand, right? Yeah. Share your feeling in your upper hand. What do you feel?
I feel safe.
You feel safe?
Yeah. It's good to be at the upside area. Yeah.
You feel safe. What else that you feel?
That's all I think. Because I'm with my friends, so I just feel safe at the moment.
You feel supported.
Yeah.
You feel supported. Okay. Nisa, could you please come here? How about you? When you are at the upper hand, what do you feel?
When at the upper, I feel that I have to be protective, giving warmth to others. I think that I have to be responsible. When I at the bottom, I feel that I'm being protected by my friends, and then feel that I have motivated by her. Feel calm. Yeah, like that.
Thank you. So, thank you, Nisa. Could you please, you can take your seat. All right. when you are lower hand, what did you experience? You are upper hand just now, and then what is in your lower hand?
It's quite hard actually. I feel I need to protect my friend and I have a responsibility to do with her and so on.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Harisa, and thank you, Nisa. So this is about to bring the unconscious conscious, especially when you are in spousal relationships, when you have sexual relationships. There are times you are upper, there are times you are lower. You need to understand how you feel. At the same time, you need to understand how your partner feel about that when they play the role of upper and lower. With that, I end. Take this home, go back and practice with your partner in your life. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Majlis merakamkan ucapan terima kasih dan tahniah kepada Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah Hassan di atas penyampaian syarahan inaugural sebentar tadi. Seterusnya, majlis dengan segala hormat menjemput dan mempersilakan Yang Berbahagia Profesor Madya Dr. Sohaib Asimiran, Dekan Fakulti Pengajian Pendidikan, Universiti Putra Malaysia untuk menyampaikan ucapan penutup.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Terima kasih saudari pengurusi majlis, Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah Hassan, Deputi Jemputan dan semua para hadirin dan hadirat yang saya kasihi. It was marvelous and excellent lecture given by Professor Dr. Siti Aishah Hassan. Definitely we have learned a lot from her. So the last part was very interesting when she asked, how do you feel when you are at the upper hand? As a husband, maybe as a protector, as a protector, as the person who should protect the family and should lead the family. If you relate that to Islam, I think many of us know dalam Al-Quran yang mengingatkan kita supaya melihara keluarga kita daripada api neraka. Ya, saya tak hafal dia punya ayat bahasa Arab tu, tapi kita perlu menjaga keluarga kita daripada api neraka. So itulah when, especially for men. And for women, if you are the wife, you have the obligation to protect your husband and to protect the dignity of your husband, your family. This is very important. So both are playing important role when you are at the upper hand. So let's give a good clap and a very strong clap for Professor Siti Aishah. Then I think the last part was a very good take-home lesson for us to bring and to have a deep thought about it. So once again, thank you very much everyone, and to the family of Prof. Siti Aishah. So, tahniah, anda memiliki ibu yang sangat hebat. Dan kepada suami, saya ingin merakamkan banyak-banyak terima kasih kerana menyokong Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah, dan Tuan Haji sangat beruntung memiliki seorang isteri yang solehah. Sekian, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Majlis merakamkan jutaan terima kasih kepada Yang Berbahagia Profesor Madya Dr. Sohaib Asimiran, Dekan Fakulti Pengajian Pendidikan, Universiti Putra Malaysia, di atas ucapan penutup sebentar tadi. Majlis bagi pihak jawatankuasa program mengambil kesempatan untuk merakamkan terima kasih kepada Yang Berbahagia Profesor Madya Dr. Sohaib Asimiran, Dekan Fakulti Pengajian Pendidikan, Universiti Putra Malaysia, serta kepada para hadirin sekalian di atas kesudian hadir ke majlis pada hari ini. Seterusnya, majlis mempersilakan para hadirin sekalian untuk menikmati jamuan makan tengah hari yang telah disediakan. Kepada tetamu kehormat serta ahli keluarga yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah Hassan, majlis dengan sukacitanya mempersilakan untuk naik ke pentas bagi menjayakan sesi fotografi. Sekian sahaja majlis kita pada hari ini. Wabillahi taufik wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dijemput hadirin untuk menyaksikan memoir di ambang tahun baru 1444 Hijrah daripada Profesor Dr. Siti Aishah Hassan.
I found myself dreaming in silver and gold, like a scene from a movie that every broken heart knows. We were walking on moonlight and you pulled me close. Split second and you disappeared and I was all alone. I woke up in tears with you by my side, a breath of relief, and I realize now we're not promised tomorrow. So I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you. I'm gonna hold you like I'm saying goodbye. Wherever we're standing, I won't take you for granted, 'cause we'll never know when we'll run out of time. So I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you. I'm gonna love you like we're saying goodbye.
Sedikit ulangan, dijemput kepada ahli keluarga dan juga diberi kehormat untuk naik ke pentas untuk sesi fotografi. Dipersilakan.